All right, good morning. Been working on this thing. It is a 455, it's not a 58. There's not a whole lot of difference. The row units are a little different, but I'm okay with that. I had to put the markers on. I've greased everything, removed big clumps of crud, you know, and I've already went through and I sprayed my chains down with some WD 2 days in a row. I'm probably going to hit them again and then periodically. You don't want them super wet because they'll collect dust. I'm sure you guys all know that. I've hooked up my fertilizer. I don't know if I was supposed to grease in there, but I just threw something because it's going to be running on dry stuff, you know. And maybe that'll collect dust and turn into a giant headache for me. You know. So I set my fertilizer rate to the lowest possible because I was trying to put on 50 pounds to the acre. And the book I have on a 56 says that the lowest it'll go is 55 at 38-inch rows. Well, this is set on 30s. So now what I'm trying to figure out, these markers came off of that 56. They have the disc marker instead of like the little shoe. I thought, well, you know, the bearings are good. They spin. And they'll probably leave me a little better track to follow. You know, especially with the narrow front, I guess. I don't know. But the 56 book that I have is for a 6 row, right? So on 6 rows, on 30 inches, it wants these to be 105 inches long. Well, I'm not, you know, 6 rows, obviously. So my thought is, if I minus the 30 for an extra row that would be over here, 105 minus 30, then that would give me, what, 90? I don't know, my brain's shot. I've sweat so much today. So if I minus the 30 from 105, you get 70, right? Am I losing my mind? No, that'd be 35, 75. So it should be 75 inches. Now that other planter that these came off of was set on 30s, but just the fact that it's not. So we'll run this out here. What'd I say, 75 inches? Here's 75. There's the disc. It's not down all the way because of, you know, because it's not hooked up to a tractor, and it's actually not up all the way either, which stinks, because I can't transport it like this. I don't think I'll have enough ground clearance with my little step side to pull this thing down the road without dragging, but we'll find out. All right, so we're getting ready to fill up the fertilizer and seed and try to plant some. The issue I was having with the disc, if you look in there, take a look in there, and then take a look at that. So the old one, now I'm going to change the other one too. The point in there is all wallered out and flattened off. So all I did is I'm robbing some front ones to put back here. Because believe it or not, no one in town had any of those in stock. But let's get this changed and we'll go from there. Alright, so we're ready to go. This is the 18-acre piece. The landowner decided to try to put that out by themselves this year. So yeah, we're not doing it. And wish him the best of luck. I don't know why he's doing what he's doing, but it is what it is. I went ahead and moved my fertilizer over to the length of a pen straw. Because I didn't have a tape measure, I was guessing that was about 5 inches, 6. The reason why I moved it over, number one, they weren't all the same. Some were at about 4, some were at 3 and 2.5. So I'm putting on 66 pounds of triple 19 with that, and I didn't like how close to the row it was. Come back here and look at my test drag. To me, that was just too close. But you never know. I don't know what I'm doing. If I don't see them, you know, when they're about a foot tall, start to take off from that, or 6 inches when the roots get to it, and it takes longer, then I'll know and you know, try something different next year. But like I said, we're loaded up with fertilizer. 7 50-pound bags, triple 19 in each box, 66 pound of the acre. Got our seed in here, all our lids nice and put on in the correct labeling manner. But this is Ruff's seed corn. I don't remember the hybrid number, but I like Ruff's. Like I said, I think I said that in the past. I really like Ruff's soybeans. For shit ground and not knowing what you're doing, they pretty well produce. But got our tires set at 28 pounds. Got our drive chains on, and we're gonna head to that little 2-acre field in the front. And I did go ahead and switch these, like I said, like you've seen, because both of them were bad, and hoping we don't get any more fits out of that.
First corn plant.
Alright, so we just made our first perfectly straight rows ever in field corn. I just want a U shape around this field, and then I'm going to do some passes. I might do another U, but then the majority will be back and forth. That's the best I could figure for headlands. Looks like I got some covering issues right here. Seed spacing looks good. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so the seed spacing, like I said, pretty good. Not getting it covered. That's with the forwards wheel. Let's see, this row looks like it was covering pretty well, and so does this row. Yeah, it looks like maybe it was just that one spot. Maybe that was a disc furrow it hit, because it's closing them up. I guess let's check for seed depth like everybody does. All I've got's my finger. Some moisture down in there. No, that's not it. Oh, there's one. Okay, so there it is. I'm at I'm at that deep. Is that good? Looks good enough to me. It's probably an inch and a half, maybe more. Now we'll keep going and try to check our spacing. I'm going to do this on every row unit. Should be getting close to one. There's some nice grass. Should be getting, oh yeah, there it is. So there's one. And there's one. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad. That is, while they say your thumb is the width of an inch, mine's probably about 7/8. I've measured just out of curiosity. But the depth is consistent. Again, it's probably an inch and a half, which this late in the year, I'm sure that is fine. So now we'll go over here and we'll check. That's not a row, that's a tire track. We'll check this row here. Oh, yeah, see, I don't like that. You see that? I was right to hell on top. We're gonna hope that that was just a fluke. Let's see. Yeah, this is the row right here. Okay, there's one. Now see, I feel like this is shallower. But your guess is as good as mine. Okay, see, there it is. Yeah, and it's probably just because it's more clumpy. If the soil was in better shape, it would probably do a better job. I'm going to do a quick Google search and check to see if if an inch and a half is good enough for this late in the year. Another thing I need to check is my fertilizer coming out. So for that, I'm going to come right over to where I lifted the drill planter. I hope it is, because there's a lot of it in there. Just a little baby onion. I guess the only thing you could really look for is the potash, the red stuff, to see if it's laying any on. I'm not seeing any out of that tube. This is a fertilizer pass. Maybe the fertilizer is going pretty deep. I don't have it set to throw it on like crazy. And again, that's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You're trying to find sandy stuff and dirt. Oh well, I guess we'll go check, make sure the tubes aren't full, as long as the tubes aren't full. Because it was turning. But, let's see. Yeah, the tubes aren't full. And it's dropping out right there, so hopefully that grease hasn't messed with anything. Hopefully everything's turning the correct direction. And yeah, we'll get back to planting. Well, as soon as I say that, found one that's full. Climb my butt over. No, I ain't climbing over neither. And that's probably why it looks like that. This is full of fertilizer. So now I have to get underneath here and jam something in it. See if we can get rained on. And figure out why. I cleaned all these out. Nothing. Give me a minute. Well, there was some rust crumbles in there. The camera never liked to focus for me. Yeah. Well, we're broke down. Not that big a deal. My main problem is I don't have my tools here, because the thought was when I'm done with the tractor and the planter, I'll just take it home. So I don't have my truck. My wife's bringing me back over some tools, a couple drinks, and a rag, because my hands are, ew, all yucky. But what happened is, so I backed up, the right drive chain came off, not a big deal. Put that back on, got to going, and then my fertilizer popped off. And I'm wondering if it's not that same side where that tube was plugged up, that potentially, sorry, I got sweat bees attacking me. But I wonder if that's not what's going on. Because if you look, that side is doing good. That side looks like that. So I'm wondering if from where that seed tube was plugged, which it's not now, I'm wondering if from where that seed tube was plugged up, it's got that roller jammed. And I don't know, but like I said, the planter's doing okay. I just straight up shut everything off. And I'm probably going to, you probably can't see that, but probably going to take my depth down a couple notches, because the wheels are firm. They're not freewheeling. It's not like I'm riding on the wheel. I still got depth that I can go with my openers. So yeah, that's the plan. Just waiting on my old lady.